Kick us the update, Mr. Rhodes. Vote out 2020.
Thank you. I love that. So, like, pretty much what's going on here, as you see, the country is a trash dumpster. So we need to figure out in a local level it's not just the presidential election. So we don't get hyped. We're not just like going to depress you about Biden, and it's all the local stuff about getting the stop sign and getting the KKK member out of city council. So this is what we need to do right now in the United States. So, this I wanted to show you. It's actually happening. People already started voting in like Ohio and Illinois, Arizona. It's already happening. People are already waiting in long ass lines already for it. So you can see it's their early voting in my state.
Or maybe somebody tricked them and said that the PS5 pre-order is over there.
Why is there so much stuff for PS5 and not Xbox? Why is there all these memes about like? Because
the console wars have started up. They're about to release both consoles.
So this is like really a good list. You see Alabama, of course, in-person early voting is not available because it's Alabama. Alaska, Arizona, they already started voting. Arkansas is going to be coming up. California has already been happening. Colorado's coming up. Connecticut, Delaware. But you see a lot of states you're already pretty much allowed to go out, started voting. Vote for.
Wouldn't it be crazy? I think about it like this. It wouldn't be crazy because they're trying to make it like super difficult for people to vote at all, right?
As difficult as possible.
Right, but you ever like think when you look at this list, like there are people who have voted already, and then some massive fucking thing happens that would make them vote the other way, but now they can't no more because they already put their vote in.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now. That's what's that's pretty much what's happening right now. People are like, I don't know, they're like, you have to be that passionate to be waiting in line on October 4th in Maine to vote right now, and that's what people are doing right now. They're that like, I need it either for Trump or either for Biden, either for the local guy or the local woman or the pig being elected. Whatever zany stuff was happening on the
Joe
level.
Jorgensen, is that how you say her name?
Whatever's going on around the country, like these are things you can like get in right now. So we shared the list on Twitch. Hopefully you guys can check it out, share it with your grandmother, share it with your friends. So I want to skip to this Arizona clip if Phil can drop it real quick, because Trump has his acolytes everywhere. He has his like crazy zany, disciples everywhere, and Arizona has one of them. So Phil can play this clip real quick.
Proud of your support for President Trump.
I'm proud to be fighting for Arizona every single day.
Is that a yes or a no for President
Trump? Putting legislation on President Trump's desk. $57 million that he raised from some of the most extreme left-wing people in the country in order to then endorse and bankroll these individuals who are now in office with these ideas that are dangerous for Arizona.
So the organization that Senator Sally is referring to is named after my wife, Gabby Giffords. It's named Giffords. Gabby was injured, shot in the head in 2011.
Wow. How low can you go in these debates?
Sample of the debate last night between Arizona Senator Martha McSally and
even though she took the low road, she refused to say that she was riding with Trump.
Today in that state,
notice that.
Vaughn Hilliard is in Phoenix with the first look at Arizona's mail-in voting.
Dirty. Yeah.
Vaughn, Arizona has a deep.
They're like, I'll be dirty, but I ain't gonna be Trump dirty.
They're handling the surge in ballots this morning.
Look at that.
Yeah, good morning, Stephanie. If you're looking for a battleground state that has been there and done that when it comes to mail-in voting, Arizona is the place to look. They've been doing it since the 90s, and I want to introduce you to one man, Kevin Runback of Runback Election Services. Tell me, Kevin, first election you helped out with was?
Personally, was 1972, Nixon McGovern. I was in high school, and it was a summer job.
And you have now been overseeing, essentially, these mail-in ballots. More than 2.7 million you're going to be sending out today to Arizonans. Give me a rundown of what this process looks like.
All right, well, you see this sea of yellow is Maricopa ballots. We're doing the final processing. Presidential election is our Super Bowl, and we're now in the fourth quarter. So what we're doing here, the final step.
I thought he was going to fuck that reference up.
No, it's like he's been doing this for a minute. He's been using that reference for a long time.
Yeah. He uses it like 7 times a day. For like a variety of different situations.
But the thick of shit. Walk on it.
These ballots.
He starts to feel that poo starting to crown. It's the fourth quarter, the Super Bowl. This poop is about to go in this Super Bowl, this toilet bowl.
The rest of these will be sorted.
You stop
and
this
then
history
taken over,
happening.
today or tomorrow.
Into this truck right here.
Each truck is loaded with usually 20 pallets.
Damn.
We will have 7 to 10 semis going over to Maricopa today for Maricopa. And then we've got all Pima County ready to roll too. They're all out.
So Kevin, the sun is just coming up here, and I think we're calling this election day number 1 because Stephanie, there's 27 days left till the election. Not only do mail-in ballots go out to voters here today, but also the early voting locations are opening, and that's where we're going to head to next because you saw that was the lone Senate debate between Mark Kelly and Martha McSally last night. Now it's up to the voters, and of course the presidential race is big here too. Stephanie?
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from.
So you just saw that.
Hi, Chris Hayes. How you doing?
So you just saw that, and people probably saw that debate, saw that lady call his wife who got shot in the head radical leftist for not wanting other people getting shot in the head, and so they probably went out and voted for him. So, I'm just speculating, you know. So you know.
But you know how the thing is again, we live in the most polarizing time. So like for instance, there are people who are cheering the fact that 13 men put together a plan, to like kidnap and murder the sitting governor of Michigan because they want to get haircuts and they want their wives to go to the spa or some shit.
Not even they don't have wives. One of them was living in the basement of a vacuum cleaner that got bad reviews on Yelp because he was an asshole to customers. You can fact check that. That's one of the assholes.
Damn, you are going like hard today, son. God damn.
Yeah, these are like basically these literally basement dwelling white dudes who feel like their power's being taken away because of mass or whatever job they lost or girlfriend.
But you know what irritates me?
Or whatever happened, You know
what irritates me the most about it? And I'm just kind of looking around to see who is noticing the pattern. When you see all those people, and we'll just call them people, burning masks in the middle of the street, like how many people are calling them animals? And calling them anarchists and calling them, all kinds of terms with derogatory intent, right? How many of those people that saw a piece of broken glass in Minnesota or Kentucky, they hear about this plot, this criminal plot. How many people are trying to defend, those, multiple felonies when they were conspiring to commit, such a heinous crime? I mean, and like 13 of you to like harm a woman, like, and I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's tragic that's happening here that people are like, but luckily they're idiots and they know how to make explosives. Apparently they're so stupid. They try to make explosive with balloons or whatever and gunpowder, like it was like 1776, like idiots. Like it was just like, that's one thing. Luckily we don't have Timmy McVeigh geniuses, white supremacist geniuses anymore, like who are like making super duper bombs. Like they're all dummies. They just they can go buy a gun. They can go,
don't jinx it, son.
I'm sorry. I'm
don't jinx it.
I'm mad. I'm upset.
I know, you dude. Like I said, like I'm just sitting back watching. I'm just like, I'm just gonna let you rock on that. But I'm not a superstitious guy. But let's not put that energy in the air because somebody say, "Oh, right," and then you get some fucking incel Poindexter fucking putting together some ISIS level shit. Chill, son. Chill.
I mean, we'll hope not. Hopefully they have enough money for mom. They want to do that. So we're gonna go to the next clip. It's about people actually using their power collectively to build a world rather than like blow stuff up and be mad there's nothing left. So
of contracting the coronavirus are not keeping away thousands of people from the polls today as early voting begins in Ohio and Indiana. This is a live look from the Hamilton County Board of Elections.
He has a look on his face that says, "I'm proud of my curl activator."
The voting hours just ended about 2 minutes ago at 5 o'clock, but people who were in line before then will get to cast their ballots today. Local 12's David Winter went to check out the turnout in Butler County.
How early did you have to get up to be here?
I was here at 6:20 a.m.
She's emotional about it too.
Yeah.
Worth it?
I hate this man
Brenda
so
Hodges
much.
Davis took the son to the polls. She was first to vote in Butler County and the first of thousands who had already.
It's on that level now. It's like
50 people on Facebook almost witnessed me choked to death on water.
Campaigns hoped to catch people's eyes and hearts on their way up the driveway to the polling place. Dave Spurrier is just outside the 100-foot campaign-free zone to offer his party-recommended candidates.
What's going on?
People are happy to see you, or are they tired of all the campaigning?
Well, I think it's probably a little bit of both.
My family goes all the way back to the American Revolution and the Battle of Cowpens.
You come from a long line of voters.
Fighters, Americans.
Even Grace Young, from a lineage of fighters, is tired of the fighting.
Neighbor against neighbor. You can't go to Kroger's without somebody getting defensive.
Once inside, people are met by a lot of smiling faces and a lot of PPE, masks, gloves, and a lot of sanitizer.
The election board director here says things are humming, only taking about 25 minutes from the end of the line to casting a vote.
I think everyone is in great humor and good mood.
Yeah, the king might change, blind bat. That might happen.
Democracy.
Still, the sheriff sent deputies to keep an eye on things just in case the mood turned, which it did not, especially for bright and early Brenda.
I did it! Number one.
David Winter, Local 12 News.
You love to see.
I haven't seen.
Oh, did you cut it off at the exact wrong time? Mr. Curl Activate himself was about to say, "You'll love to see it." Like the dude is trying so hard to be professional, and he's just like, I know who she voted for.
Yeah, he is hyped. He is like
There. This election, Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose reports more than 2.1 million Ohioans have requested absentee ballots so far. October 31st is the deadline for requesting a mail-in ballot here in Ohio.
Yeah, so that's just one place. That's Ohio. We can go to the next video, which is Illinois. I'm telling you, this is big. We're only a month away, and this is already kind of the tsunami when like you see like the boats, you see like the shipwrecks, and like it's dry. This is what it feels like right now, watching this kind of coverage at the moment. So I'm not trying to alarm people, but
and WGN's Mike Lowe is live at the county courthouse in Skokie, where, Mike, it has been a busy day at the polls.
Very busy day, Ray, and good evening to you, Micah. Despite the fact that there are a record number of applications for mail-in ballots in the state of Illinois, we saw a number of people coming to cast their ballots in person on this, the first day of in-person voting, early in-person voting in suburban Cook County. And voters tell us that they are motivated this year during the presidential election.
Motivated, that's a word.
There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
Idea what this clown's doing. Motivated by candidates.
But I don't want Trump to become happy. I don't want to see him again.
And COVID.
See, everyone's like
I'm trying not to laugh, man.
How angry people are. Everyone does delirious laughter. Like the Joker now level of like insanity.
Early in-person voting in suburban Cook County. Starting today, polling places at the courthouses and rolling.
There are people I know personally that think that Trump already won the election, and I'm like, you are not paying attention, man.
Because I guess 2016.
Yeah, it's in reverse. It's like 2016 in reverse.
Graduated income tax question. Voters say they want their voices heard.
I think it's important to just get out to the polls as quick as possible, especially with just everything in general.
22-year-old Davin Allen of Skokie is a graduate student at North Central College.
A lot of the
look at the spectrum of people who voting. It's crazy.
As well as racial biases.
He's going to look back 20 years from now and be like, that was before my hairline got pushed back.
There should be technology for that.
They were met with
by then.
Hopefully.
Mask requirements, social distance dots, spaced seating, and sanitizer, along with the stickers. Seymour Binstein had a sticker on his vest and wanted to get something off his chest.
I heard so much crap going on about everything. I wanted to get it over with.
Robert Stein also voted early.
Him and like 300 million other people.
This is why I believe your theory, Dr. Virginia, because like people are just doing it. They're not even saying I'm going to do it. They're just like, I'm running and do it because that's how I feel about it. I'm just going to run and do it. You know,
J.B. Pritzker encouraged
I'm not even going to broadcast it.
Stay safe in the pandemic and to ensure.
And when you look at all the absentee ballots that's happening, I feel like most of those are going to be people voting against Trump because most people don't like how he's handled the situation that caused them to need to, get these ballots, these early ballots mailed to them in the first place.
Yeah. People want to go to the election and see the old lady who does you can't do that this year. It's like awful, like
there's a lot of things we can't do that people are pissed off about.
All over, whether they are at libraries, city halls, and civic centers, but check with your local election authority for the actual locations and the times, the hours of operation. We will have a full list of the sites in Cook County on our website at WGNTV.com. Reporting live tonight in Skokie.
So some people might be lucky. They might be somewhere right here where things are a little more transparent, or you might be somewhere like North Carolina where like the local Republican guy, whoever, might all of a sudden close all the polling stations that night. So we don't know what's going to happen. but that's why early voting is important, because we don't know what's going to happen that night. People going to
and it's crazy because like I said, I've been doing my research in preparation for the show. And what they have is Trump with his rhetoric has caused these illegal private militias to band together to try to intimidate voters, to try to keep them from voting. Like watching it means that, if you see a black person, try to keep them from voting, because that's pretty much how they're taking it. So these guys barely even know how to handle their weapons. Do you really think they know how to look for voter fraud? They don't know what the fuck they're even looking for, but they know that they're there to try to make sure that their candidate gets in, even if that means infringing on the civil rights and the constitutional rights of other Americans who don't vote the same way that they vote. So, some people, if they're smart, they're trying to get that shit done early before these so-called militias can mobilize.
Before Freshman Friday, pretty much. So,
that is the realest shit you said tonight, son. Freshman Friday. Who remember in the chat, please tell me who remembers Freshman Friday? Goodness.
It's like between the purge and Freshman Friday is what the election is going to feel like. But the thing is, like, they made the same kind of boogeyman. I don't know if it was 2012 when they said that Black Panthers were going to hang out at poll stations and do the same thing, but it was nothing like that.
He was filming Black Panther. I don't know if he was at a poll. I don't know. I don't know.
It was in production. It was in the early stages of
production. Somebody, might have been looking at some rough footage while standing in line, getting ready to vote.
So I'll try to bring it up because they always try to use they say we're doing that. We're the ones doing that. We're the ones going to be king and queens. We're the ones going to do all the bad stuff, and they're doing it right now. So that's why we're going to go vote, because they're, you got to go with your heart and see who you feel. So that's vote out 2020.
Before we end this segment, I just want to talk about because when I go through my feed looking, because I figured that a lot of the things I'm looking at will probably come up on the show. I saw an editorial that somebody wrote on Fox, and they were saying basically, don't worry about the polls, don't worry about the polling. Because the media is doing all this polling. They're calling people in battleground states and and in red states, and
whoever picks up the phone.
But they're like, even in the red states, it's a 5-point lead for Biden in those. So the thing is that the people in Fox News, they kind of know that this shit is going on. So this guy wrote an editorial for Fox News. It's supposed to be an opinion piece, right? And then what you're trying to say is that Trump is still going to win. Because if you look at the signs on the front lawns, right, It shows that, like, you know, and he's like, and I talk to truckers, you know, you go all throughout America, and except for, you know, some, you know, Democrats, some blue, you know, bastions, you know, it's like 25-1, you know, with people with Trump signs in their front yard. And, you know, see, you know, the signs show how passionate people really are. You know, nobody's really feeling Biden like that, you know, like, no, you know, those people that answer these calls from these pollers, you know, they're not excited about it. They, you know, they say that they're likely voters, but, you know, they may not even vote. But look at these people over here. It's like 25-1. They're putting signs up on their front lawn. That shows that, you know, they have emotion. It's like, dude, do you not understand that when you go to the poll, all that emotion still counts for one fucking vote? Yeah. Like, are you not? And the thing is, if you look at everywhere else, right, all the other disenfranchised people that don't have front lawns, right, they're showing their emotions in other ways. Have you seen that video of the strippers in Atlanta, shaking their asses and titties and be like, go vote so you can look at some ass and titties? Like people are showing their emotions in different ways than your typical Trumper with the American flag and the Trump flag and the red hats and the lawn signs and all that other stuff. So it's just something I thought was really interesting. If you look at the early voting and you look at the body language of the people, you can tell that they're exhausted. And again, Trump doesn't lie all the time, because a broken clock is right twice a day. Trump did say that we were going to win so much that we were going to get tired of winning. And if you look at everybody's face, when we look at all those news stories, these people are tired of his version of winning.
And that's Vote Out 2020. So follow us on Facebook and Twitter, on YouTube, act.tv. We have over 40,000 followers on YouTube. So, you know,
make sure you go follow over there. Go subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch.
Yeah.